My favorite moments in improv are often before a scene begins, or when there isn't an audience, when it's just those moments of warming up with your teammates or touching each other's backstage and saying the words, "I have your back." There's something really electric about that. Or to be warming up and standing in a huddle and trying to count to 20 one at a time without interrupting each other, to just have that level of connection and of being tuned into one another is one of my favorite parts. I love to get the laughs. I love to be silly and, and show an audience a good time. But what I like most about it is just, being connected with the other players. I also really like to watch my fellow players from the stage and have that feeling of just awe at what they come out with. And I love getting a laugh from my compatriots on stage. That brings me a lot of joy too. I want to talk about why diversity and inclusion matter in improv. I think diversity and inclusion in improv matter because having a diversity of backgrounds and identities and lived experiences makes the ensemble more fun and more joyful and more funny. When I go to an improv show and the troupe that comes up is a homogenous group of white dudes, I feel a little deflated. And even if they're really funny, it feels like something's missing. And I feel the same way when I play in homogenous groups of players where we might be having fun and having a good time, but it's just so much richer and sillier and more dynamic when there's a whole range of viewpoints and perspectives and backgrounds in a scene. So it's something that I value selfishly because I have more fun. It's something that that I believe strongly has the possibility to transform and transcend. And I've felt it, and I want that for everybody. I want everyone I play with to have that same feeling. Diversity and inclusion in improv is not just right, it also makes for better improv. What I'd like to say to people who want to be better allies and friends, improv has a reputation for being a bunch of friendly dorks who want to act silly together. And I think it's a well-deserved reputation. But I also think that the barrier to entry can be high, and there's a lot of steps that come between walking in the door to a theater for the first time and standing in that huddle saying, "I have your back." So we need to do a better job collectively of bringing that welcome the moment someone new walks in the door, and especially if the someone who's walking in new doesn't look like or feel like all of the other people or most of the other people in the room. So I think it's really important to offer a more explicit welcome to new folks, to not just expect or hope or allow people to discover that, hey, this is a fun space, but to demonstrate it from the moment that a new player enters the theater. I think that if you're comfortable in this space and it feels like it was made for you, you don't necessarily think to extend the spirit of invitation in an explicit way, but I think it matters a lot. So it sounds really simple, but I don't think that it happens enough. Explicitly create a spirit of welcome, explicitly demonstrate invitation and curiosity and care and excitement when someone new joins the community, and particularly when it's someone who doesn't fit the typical improviser in your organization. What would I like to say to other members of my community outside of improv who are entering the improv community? I guess I would say that improv is for you, regardless of what you've seen on an improv stage. Improv is for you, and improv is better because of you. And you don't need to be a certain kind of person. You don't need to be a cut-up or a comedian or a sharp wit. You just have to be you and be willing to take a little bit of a risk. And I want to tell you that the space is getting bigger all the time, and there's more and more room on the stage, I guess, and in the ensembles, and yeah, and we need you.